Assault, threw a drink and glass at me, cussed us, faced racism.
Keep it down, okay? Shut up.
Can you get these girls out of the way? And they drop our drinks too.
Sir, look at her. Yeah, I got her. Why are you recording? Because you're a little...
Can you get these out of the way?
No. Let's go. Celia, no. Celia, stop. Celia, I'm telling you, I'm not fighting this.
Before we dive in, drop a comment. Are modern men more delusional, or is it the ladies? Hit like and subscribe so you don't miss what we expose next. All right, let's break this down. He went out of his way responsibly to reserve the seats. Simple, basic courtesy, planning ahead, showing consideration. Yet, what happens? She tries to take them anyway, acting like rules, boundaries, or other people's efforts just don't matter. And then, when reality doesn't bend to her wishes, when she doesn't get what she wants instantly, boom, a drink gets thrown. Yes, you heard that right. A full-on tantrum disguised as a reaction. Now, think about this. How normalized is this behavior today? Instant gratification, zero accountability, the expectation that the world should revolve around personal desire. This isn't just a one-off scenario. It's a snapshot of a wider cultural trend. We keep telling people, especially women, to be strong and independent, which is great, but somewhere along the way, society also teaches that empathy, patience, and respecting other people's plans are optional. And that, my friends, creates chaos, not just in dating or social outings, but in relationships as a whole. Look, we can debate gender roles, feminism, or empowerment all day. But here's the hard truth. Entitlement like this rarely ends well. It exposes the disconnect between self-perception and reality, the idea that you're always right and everyone else should adjust accordingly. That's the modern delusion we're seeing unfold, seat by seat, tantrum by tantrum.
Because my boy best friend drove 5 hours yesterday from the coast of Chile just to come snowboarding with me for one single day.
Oh no. That poor guy. Well, if he wasn't already aware that he's so permanently stuck in the friend zone that he can never get out, I'm fairly certain that lady's words just solidified it for him.
Yeah. Listen, sweetheart, the stock market's closed on weekends. Okay. Okay.
I am in control of my life. Because I am capable of powerful, positive.
Once you realize women act purely based on their emotions, you can no longer be triggered by their irrational behavior. This species says, I need space. But when you give her space, she says, why are you being so distant? You followed her instructions and still failed. But it's not your fault. You see, as men, we tend to apply our masculine, intellectual, correct way of thinking to female behavior, and we get upset, confused, forgetting that the laws of logic do not apply to this species. Every time your girl's in a mood, you let it ruin your day. What did I do wrong? Why is she treating me like this? I need to fix this. But if you just told yourself, be tripping, boom, no stress, no depression. You see, a woman's actions do not always align with her feelings. She told me she was done with me and then called me on no caller ID the same night. Be tripping. If a man chats about you behind your back, you know that man doesn't fuck with you. A woman can chat about you to her friends and still be madly in love with you at the same time. Those two things can coexist. Be tripping. I'm telling you, these women are fried, cuz. Fried. Now, you wouldn't get mad at a kid for acting like a it, would you? Would you let it affect your mental health? No. You just let it be, like a bug on your shoulder. Flick it off and carry on with your day. Do not allow the waves of her unpredictable emotions affect you. Just learn how to surf and tell yourself, be tripping. That's the mantra from now on. Stay positive, King.
Look, let's get real for a second. Modern dating and relationships are filled with these contradictions, double standards, so obvious you could trip over them, and yet, somehow, we rationalize them. Why? Because they're rooted in self-interest, not a consistent belief system. It's not about principles, it's about convenience. Take independence, for example. Women are told to be strong, empowered, and independent, and that's true. But then, in practice, the expectation suddenly flips. You're independent, sure, but make sure my bills are paid, my comforts are met, and my desires are prioritized. That's not independence, that's selective freedom. Or consider attraction and preferences. If a woman prefers a certain type of man, fine, that's personal choice. But if a man prefers a certain type of woman, suddenly he's labeled as toxic or controlling. Notice the double standard. Leadership is another one. A man is expected to lead, to take initiative, to drive the relationship. Yet, paradoxically, she doesn't actually follow that leadership. Control still stays in her hands. And here's the kicker. If a man wanted to provide or commit fully, there's usually very little reciprocation expected beyond material support. The reality is that for many, the most they're willing to give a man is his wallet. Emotional labor, genuine partnership, vulnerability, often optional. This is the modern paradox of dating. Empowerment and independence presented as ideals, yet entangled in entitlement and self-serving expectations. And while society celebrates this as progress, anyone paying attention can see the chaos it creates. It's a perfect recipe for frustration, resentment, and a generational disconnect between perception and reality.
I find trouble when the trouble finds me. Wrong place and wrong time for and I can't win for losing, playing this game. Can't run from my... Ah, you... Hey, baby, what's happening?
But honestly, my dad is really, really proud of me. He sees how happy I am. He sees how much my life has changed.
I do want to say, though, I find that very interesting because that kind of shows me that I can do everything right as a father and still have a baby that I wish I would have aborted.
What number are you asking the court to set your child support at today?
Honestly, I'm not expecting to pay child support at all.
You want the court to set it at 0?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Why are you asking for $0?
Because me and Miss McDuffie fully co-parent. I fully get my son throughout the week, 4 days out the week. I'm fully capable of taking care of him when he's in my custody. She does the same as well. So I don't understand why I would be paying child support when we split. When she have him, she take care of him, and when I have him, I take care of him. She don't drop him off with anything. I don't drop him off with anything, and we fully take care of him. So I don't see why we have to pay extra.
When did you and Miss McDuff stop living together?
I would say the ending of March of 2024.
And since that time, have you paid any money directly to Miss McDuff?
Yes.
How much?
Roughly, maybe I should do. My question would be, why would I be paying child support, and why would I be paying back child support for?
You're paying child support because your child doesn't reside with you. Your child resides with his mother. Y'all made her the primary conservator.
So since she had him for 3 days out of a week, and because he stays with her for 3 days out of a week, I have to pay 400 and some odd number you just said a week because she stays with him for 3 days out of a week?
Mr. Fox, you did not contest her being the primary conservator? Did you? No,
I did. I asked for
you
joint
need to
custody.
y'all being joint managing conservators. With her being primary and getting to determine where the child lives, where the child's residence is.
So because she gets to determine where the kids reside, I have to pay 400 and some odd number because she gets to determine where my son stays.
Yes,
Even
sir.
though I give my son 4 days out of a week and it's 7 days out of a week. So if I get him for 4 and she gets him for 3, just because she can decide where he stays.
Let's talk about the family court system. And don't get it twisted. It's working exactly the way it was designed. Not to protect children, not to ensure fairness, but to extract as much as possible from fathers. That's the cold, hard truth. Think about it. The courts rarely care who actually provides day-to-day care for a child. Custody, visitation, child support. It's less about the child's well-being and more about maintaining a system that financially favors one side. And the irony, men who follow the rules, who commit, who try to do the right thing, often end up paying for a child that isn't even theirs. Sometimes proven by DNA because the system doesn't prioritize accuracy or justice. This isn't just a few bad cases, it's systemic. The laws are heavily skewed, one-sided, and biased in practice. And while society pats itself on the back for protecting mothers and children, the underlying reality is that fathers are financially exploited, emotionally sidelined, and socially vilified if they question it. We need to recognize the pattern here. Incentives matter. When a system rewards compliance with one-sided rules while punishing accountability, you're going to get resentment, frustration, and the kind of distrust we're seeing more and more among men. And until we face that, the narrative around fairness in family law is just a story, one that rarely matches reality.
So now, if you're on food stamps and you don't have a regular job, they are now forcing you to do community service hours.
Oh no, community service.
At least 15 hours a week, or you lose your food stamps. I have been on food stamps for 13 years.
Oh, 13 years?
I get the maximum, $4,300 a month.
$4,300?
If I won't go out and get a real job, work for cash, why would you think I would work?
Let's pause and really think about this. Imagine being so entitled that you see contributing to society as a burden, paying taxes, working a job, participating in the system. All of that somehow becomes a chore. Meanwhile, the alternative, being a parasite, doing nothing but taking, consuming, and expecting the world to hand everything over. This mindset isn't just laziness, it's a reflection of a deeper cultural shift. Instant gratification, zero, default text accountability, and the belief that personal comfort trumps responsibility. That's where we're at. And when people start framing basic societal participation as oppression, it signals a real problem. Look, being productive, responsible, and contributing isn't heroic. It's normal. Yet in this warped version of entitlement, doing the bare minimum to live off others becomes a badge of rebellion. That's the modern delusion. We're witnessing a world where taking is praised, giving is shamed, and responsibility is treated like an optional extra. And here's the kicker. Societies don't run on entitlement. They run on contribution, effort, and mutual respect. Without that, all you're left with are people demanding, whining, and wondering why the world won't bend to them. Because reality doesn't reward parasites.
Everybody's a girl's girl until they're not, like you. Like you're probably, would you describe yourself as a girl's girl?
Yeah, I was getting there.
Okay, so yes, you are. Okay, so you're a girl's girl, yet you will take money from other wives' husbands just to pay your own bills. And you were kind of like, well, that's their fault for paying for... So there's this like double standard where we're like, oh yeah, we're girls, until it just like no longer benefits us, until we can weaponize it against each other, against men.
Then what about women like me who've been a breadwinner in every single relationship, and I prefer to pay for myself?
Yeah, but what's your point?
Yeah, you can't just generalize all women like that.
Please be specific.
You just did.
No, I used a very specific
modern feminist.
I used a specific example for you, which was claiming you're a girl's girl, yet knowingly taking money and taking husbands away from wives because they're paying you. And I got villainized and demonized for just being honest. You're checked out because I'm calling you on something that you don't like. So you'll be abrasive. You'll be like, this is my opinion. But then the moment somebody challenges that, you're like...
No,
That's feminism, ladies and gentlemen. Really? Thank you very much.
Here's something we've been noticing over and over, the flip-flopping. It's almost like a reflex. People, especially in modern dating and social dynamics, will bend their beliefs and behaviors toward whatever benefits them most at the moment, what they claim with confidence. 1 second, they'll contradict the next, often without a second thought. Few actually hold themselves to a consistent moral standard. Why? Because being congruent, sticking to your principles, even when it's inconvenient, takes effort, accountability, and self-awareness. And let's be honest, convenience often wins. If a situation challenges them or doesn't serve their personal agenda, suddenly those principles vanish. This isn't just about honesty. It's about entitlement and self-interest masquerading as empowerment. And that's why, when we look closer, we start to notice patterns, certain behaviors, certain attitudes, all driven by what's easiest or most rewarding in the moment. Now, to really understand this, let's dive into a clear example. A girl's girl. Someone who fully embodies this flip-flopping, self-serving mentality. Watch how her words, actions, and expectations all revolve around maximizing her benefit while minimizing accountability. This is modern social strategy, for better or worse, wrapped up in charm and confidence.
Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. And right now, you can save £50 per person. That's £200 off for a family of 4.
Yeah, I'll on your Porsche.
Who's suing?
My father. He's got my money.
Okay.
This white trash got my money. Here's my mail, my first and last name's on it with your address, Daddy-O. I'm not done speaking. Let me... Babe, listen to me. Trust me, I'm going to sit on... Because this is my calm space. This is my entire home.
You have us.
That you weren't around for because you were at work making money and stuffing with it. Honestly, I was going to call you guys. I was going to this place up. Just because. That princess, I'm so tired of her. I'm so tired of her running.
That's your stepsister you're talking about?
No, my stepmom.
Your stepmom.
I'm tired of her literally running this house when she broke up another house. I got 1, 2, 3. I'm getting rich. He's going locked up. In the state of the law, you guys would be at fault, Mr. Barr. So those are my 3 solutions, and I'm not leaving this Porsche till I get it. And if anything, it's my house. I like the fire, literally.
Well, I thought you said you were here for your wallet and your mail.
Oh, now I'm adding. This is taking way too long. Now he's getting a little nitty-gritty. So I'm gonna...
You know, sometimes the easiest way to put someone in check is to hold up a mirror. In this case, pointing out that she's acting like her mother could be exactly what snaps her back to reality. A subtle but powerful way to highlight patterns of behavior that have been normalized or repeated over generations. Often, people don't realize the influence of family dynamics on their actions until someone calls it out. It's fascinating and a little frustrating how quickly emotions escalate when accountability is missing. When someone refuses to reflect on their behavior, even minor truths feel like attacks. Yet, naming the pattern calmly can be more effective than arguing endlessly. And on a side note, if you've been following along and this kind of breakdown resonates with you, supporting content like this goes a long way. Liking the video, engaging in the comments. That's how we keep these conversations alive, exposing patterns, delusions, and contradictions that are everywhere in modern social dynamics. Because awareness isn't just power, it's the first step toward real change.
To ask you this, Dice, but you're the last person I can depend on. I'm a little short on my rent this month.
How much?
$1,000.
That's not your girl. That's not your girl.
That's not your girl.
That's not your girl. That's not your girl.
I can't do it. I got my own bills to pay.
Do you know what the leading cause of death for pregnant people is?
Pregnant people? What people other than mothers are pregnant?
It's interesting because you come into this conversation, trying to hold this moral superiority. But when I use inclusive language, which it only takes a couple extra syllables to use inclusive language,
to include who?
It seems to include people who don't identify as women but can become pregnant.
So you're telling me that in order to be a moral person, I need to accept the idea that a man can really become a woman. That's a prerequisite of my being a moral person.
I mean, yes.
I would like to identify, I do identify actually, as the correct person on this issue.
That's not your identity.
That is I promise you, that's my identity.
There are few people who have more skills in playing the reverse Uno card on somebody in a debate than Michael Knowles. It reminds me of a quote from George Orwell. who wrote 1984, and he said, the further a society drifts from the truth, the more it hates those who speak it.
Hey, being married is difficult life, man. It's crazy life in the jungle. My wife, she said to me, I want to go see my mother. I said to her, okay, let's go. She said, but I want to rest now. I'm tired. I don't want to go now. I said, okay, so rest. We go another day. She said to me, oh, you hate my mother. You don't want me to see my mother. And now she's angry, crying, real water coming out from the eyes. I didn't do anything. And now she kicked me out. I sleep here on the floor. And she's not a baby. She's from 1999. I swear to my God, she's a big woman crying a real tear. That's crazy. And she's a good person. And also, she supports Haitian, not feminism. I don't know how this happens that she changes like that, becoming on me angry like that. Now I'm kicked out, sleeping here like homeless on the floor. And now look, she bring another bed for herself to sleep next to me in the living room. But she says she's gonna sleep distance away from me. Is this normal behavior for our normal human beings?
You see, as men, we tend to apply our masculine, intellectual, correct way of thinking to female behavior, and we get upset, confused, forgetting that the laws of logic do not apply to this species. Every time your girl's in a mood, you let it ruin your day. What did I do wrong? Why is she treating me like this? I need to fix this. But if you just told yourself, be tripping, boom, no stress, no depression.
America! For America! For America! Let me get some America! You remember?
He used to this. They probably been together 500 years.
A Lyft driver doesn't want to roll up the windows while driving 80 miles per hour.
I'm just trying to ask him to go to speed limit is all.
I'm saying I'm gonna
go. Oh. Okay. Okay. All right.
Car now.
Well, you got to. Hey, you're gonna have to open that trunk. I'm not going anywhere until you open that trunk. I just want my bag, man. Thank you. Thank you.
And before we wrap up, here's the deal. If this video hit home for you, if you've been nodding along, recognizing the patterns, the delusions, the contradictions we just unpacked, then you're going to want to check out what's coming next. I promise, the next video dives even deeper, peeling back more layers of modern social dynamics, gender behavior, and the reality behind the so-called high-value lifestyles we see online. So don't miss it. Click through, stay curious, and keep questioning the narratives you've been sold. I'll see you in the next one, where the exposure continues and the truth keeps coming.